Welcome to the Daily Influence, where our mission is to deliver a daily dose of positive influence that can uplift you personally or be shared within your sphere of influence. While not every episode may directly apply to your unique circumstances, we strive to provide insights and inspiration relevant to most people's daily, weekly, and monthly lives. Whether you are tuning in during the morning, noon, or night, the Daily Influence is here for you. Listen, share, and embrace the power of influence in your life.
Hey everybody, Brian Smith here with the Daily Influence, and it is Friday. Fridays are great, aren't they? And it's Reflection Day. We happen to get through the communications section in 5 days. Well, actually in 4 days, because we're doing the reflection on the 5th day and headed into a good weekend as we start to get, and we're moving our way out of summer and into fall, which is one of my favorite times of year, not because of the changes in scenery, but because it gets a little bit cooler. But in reflecting on this week of communication, if you remember, we started with the foundation of communication and how important communication is in everything that we do. Communication is the foundation of progress. Communication is the foundation of hope. Communication is the foundation of success, but communication can also be the foundation of negativity. It can be the foundation of discourse. It can be the foundation of fragmentation. And understanding communication, understanding the foundation, and understanding how it influences us and how we use it to influence ourselves and how we influence others is really important to the success of our relationships with ourselves and with the broader sense of individuals within our areas of influence. Self-communication is so important. It's so important that we communicate and are honest with ourselves. And there's some tools that we can use when we're communicating with ourselves. We can write things down. We can challenge ourselves. We can test our memories. But when we're self-communicating, our number one goal in self-communication is to communicate honestly and in context with ourselves. Don't fool ourselves. Within that honest self-communication is take away the need, which comes from fear, to self-deceive and to justify, self-justify our behavior, our words, and our actions. And we almost always self-justify through a way of communication, through our words. We can become passionate about self-justification. We can become passionate about protection from the fear of accountability, the fear of negativity, the fear of being wrong, the fear of damaged egos, all lead to this self-deception behavior that's inherent to all of us, by the way. As much as I work to be the most positive human I can be and to hold myself accountable in all that I do, I still find myself once in a while deceiving myself, tricking myself into making decisions. And that means also through our self-communication and through the process of understanding for self that we put the time in, we slow down, we don't skip over things, we listen to learn, we have good communications, we ask questions, we don't allow ourselves to be deceived by uncontextual conversations or people who try to persuade us through their own self-deception, their own lack of honesty, their own lack of ability to communicate effectively. We can help them. We can help them to be better. And when we find ourselves at the end of a situation where we could have done that, but we didn't, we need to own that. In the example that I gave with a board member who tried to do something unethical and there were people who didn't say anything, they were contributing to that potential unethical behavior by allowing him to move forward with something like that. And it took that one person to call him out. Well, we can do that ourselves also. We can challenge ourselves. We can call ourselves out. We can call other people out. We can hold people accountable in the most positive way, but do it objectively and without emotion. And if you find yourself too emotional, use the written word, write things down and reiterate to yourself what it is you're feeling, what you want to say. Slow yourself down. Another power of the written word is to contextualize your understanding. Level the playing field between you and somebody else. When you come away from a conversation and you have an understanding, let them know what that understanding is. Solidify it with the written word, not just in contracts and agreements, but even in little conversations you might have in passing. If you are transferring responsibility, if you are delegating, if you are taking on responsibility, if you are agreeing to something, follow it up with a quick email, a quick text, and outline what your understanding is so that you know that there are no differences and that you can move forward knowing that everybody's on the same page. Communication is so powerful. It is the underlying, it is the driving force between human interaction. It is the driving force between collaboration. It is the driving force in our influence. It supports our actions. It supports our tactics. It supports our strategies. It supports everything around us. Being the best and clearest and most intentional communicator that you can will help you be the most powerful individual positive influence that you can be. And I hope that you will listen to our communication segment often and slow down and reiterate with yourself how important it is to be a good communicator, how important it is to have good communication skills in whatever area of influence you find yourself. I hope you have an amazing weekend. I look forward to next week where we get into our definition of individualism and how we've created this oxymoron in our definition of individualism and in redefining what it is to be individual. Have an amazing weekend.